Good morning. Let's make sure this is kind of all right. Well, you never know. Thanks for coming. It's good to see you. You're welcome. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Restorative Yoga. It's the best. No offense to the power people who just left. So I'd like to give you just a moment to gather your mat or any props that you're going to use or need for practice today. Typically for Restore, we use a blanket, a block, a bolster, but if you don't have those things, that's okay. I'll give you lots of options and ways that you can practice without props. So we're going to go ahead and start our practice reclined onto our backs and just give ourselves a moment to arrive in our practice today. So if you'll go ahead and just start in Shavasana, and I'm going to just turn on a little bit of music. Good. If you need a little bit of support for the body here with a bolster or a blanket or anything underneath your knees or behind your back, you can arrange your body like that. Giving yourself some time to arrive in the body and feeling into the steady presence of your breath. And opening our practice this morning with a blessing from Irish poet John O'Donoghue. May there be kindness in your gaze when you look within. May you never place walls between the light and yourself. May your angel free you from the prisons of guilt, fear, disappointment, and despair. May you allow the wild beauty of the invisible world to gather you, mind you, and embrace you in belonging. Using these words as a kind of mantra for our practice this morning. You might just take a moment to feel the parts of the body that are grounded, that are making contact with the earth. And with this sense of grounding and stability, allow the rest of your body to become more relaxed and at ease. Noticing the coming and the going of your breath, that gentle ebb and flow, and rising and falling. Give yourself 5 to 10 more breaths here in this place of arrival and relaxation. On your next in-breath, will you reach and stretch the arms up and back alongside your ears and reach through your fingers and your toes. And lengthen from top to bottom. Good. And if you have props underneath you, you can put them to the side. And then hug your knees in to your chest. And as you hug your knees in, gently rock this side to side. Maybe you start to draw a gentle circle with the knees massaging around your sacrum and your lower back. Good. I'd like for you to keep the right knee hugging in and stretch your left leg out long to the floor. And then you'll start to move just your right knee side to side. And then into a gentle circle. Exploring movement and opening and range of motion through the right hip joint. Good. Take another full round of breath here. And then will you stretch your right leg up toward the ceiling? And it doesn't have to be all the way straight. Just feeling here into your hamstrings and your right foot and ankle. Maybe circle that around a little bit. And And finding your optimal relationship here with this stretch. And sometimes here with the leg up, I like to move it side to side or in a gentle circle. So if that movement feels good to you, you can certainly work with that. Noticing just whatever you feel here in the right leg. Not forcing anything or pushing it too far. Good. Take one more breath here. Bend your right leg. Bring your left hand to your right knee. And let's gently guide this right leg over to the left for a spinal twist. And if you happen to have a prop, a bolster, or a block, you could let your leg rest on that prop and stretch your right arm out to the right. If this much twisting isn't suitable for your back, you can bring your knee back in and not twist quite so far. Letting the body be at rest here and relaxed, supported. Take about 3 more deep cleansing breaths here. What can you continue to release or let go of here? Good. And you're going to bring your right knee back in toward your chest. Bend your left leg and ground your foot to the floor. Cross your outer right ankle over top your left leg. Figure 4 stretch. Try keeping that left foot on the ground for a moment and just pressing your right leg forward, away from you, like you're trying to push your right thigh bone toward the front of the room, and maybe with a little bit of rocking side to side. If at any point you'd like to pick up the left foot, reach your hands around that leg for a little more intensity or a little deeper stretch, you can do that. And try to feel into this stretch without stressing your neck or your jaw or your shoulders. Taking another full cleansing breath here. And release out of that. Go ahead and uncross your legs so your feet are a little bit wider than your hips, about to the width of your mat. Stretch your arms out wide. And windshield wiper your knees to the right, rolling to the outer edge of that right foot and the inner edge of the left foot. And then ease back through center and windshield wiper your knees over to your left, rolling to the outer edge of your left foot and the inner edge of your right. And then you can go ahead and move back and forth on your own for a few more rounds in a way that feels nurturing and therapeutic to your body, to your hips and your knees and your lower spine. Good. And then you'll take this last round here. Bring the knees back up. And stretch your right leg out. And pull your left knee in toward your chest. And you'll just start to move this left knee side to side. And then move it more in a circle. And so exploring that opening and range of motion through the left hip. You can go the other direction. And then as you're ready, we're going to stretch the left leg up toward the ceiling. The leg does not have to be all the way straight. We're just feeling into the edges, into the boundaries here of the left hamstrings and the calf, the foot and the ankle. You can move your foot and ankle around a little bit. And same thing we did on the other side, maybe a little bit of movement here through that left leg. And side to side or in a circle. Take another breath here. And then bend your left leg. Bring your right hand to your left knee. And gently guide your left leg over for your spinal twist. And you're welcome to prop your left leg up on your bolster or your block if you've got something handy here. And extending that left arm out to the left. And finding your place here in your supine twist. Maybe noticing here what there is to let go of, what there is to release. Cleansing, a letting go. And taking about 3 more breaths here. And then you're going to bring the left knee back in toward the chest. Bend your right leg, plant your right foot to the ground, and cross your outer left ankle over top that right thigh. You can keep it here. Pressing that right leg forward, left leg forward a little bit. Maybe some gentle rocking side to side. Or you can certainly pick up your right foot and clasp around your right leg. And again, do your best not to clench your jaw or furrow your brow or stress the neck or the shoulders. Use the softening quality of your breath. Let's take about 3 more breaths here. Good, and you'll go ahead and gently release out of that. Uncross your legs, the feet a little bit wider. Reach out your arms wide. And let's again windshield wiper the knees side to side. You're in your own way and range of motion and pace and rhythm. And last round here. And you'll stretch the legs out to the floor. Reach your arms up and back alongside the ears. Lengthen top to bottom. And you'll gently make your way over to your right side to a little fetal position. And then gently make your way back up to a seat on your mat. And if you have a blanket or a cushion to sit on, you can do that. And we're going to uncross the legs and plant the feet to the floor here. And hold onto the knees. And on your in-breath, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest up, come into a little extension of the spine, back bend. And then as you exhale, tuck your tailbone and round your spine, chin to chest. And then inhale to open and to lift. And exhale to tuck and to round. Good. And just do a couple more rounds just like that. Good. Come back to your upright position. Come to a comfortable cross-legged position if that's available to you. Otherwise, you could stretch one or both legs out. We're going to stretch the arms out wide and all the way up. And then as you exhale, bend your elbows and bring your fingers, the pads of the fingers, to the tops of your shoulders and press down. The elbows will pull toward one another and lift up. Separate the elbows and pull down and back. So the elbows are mirroring one another as they draw large circles here. You can let your spine kind of get into this movement as well. A couple more like this. Good. And then let's go ahead and pause and go the other direction. So you'll pull the elbows back and up and forward and down. Exploring that movement and opening your range of motion through the shoulders and upper back. Last round here. Good. Stretch the arms back out wide. Perfect. Take the right arm over across the body and hold the arm with your left, the right arm with your left. You can even take your elbow around it if you'd like. Shoulder down away from the ear. And release out of that and spread the arms back out wide. And take the left arm over across the body and hold onto the arm with your left. Maybe put your elbow around, shoulder away from the ear. Good. Last full breath. And release out of that. Stretch the arms back out wide. And drop your arms, clasp your hands behind you this time. And pull back through the shoulders and lift up through your chest, just to your own degree. Last full breath here, opening wide. Good. Let's release out of that. And we're going to stretch. I'm going to turn this way so you can see the side view. Stretch the right leg forward and bring the sole of the left foot to the right inner thigh. If you need a little bit of support for that left knee, you could use a block or a blanket, a bolster, prop it underneath the knee. And coming into what's called Janu Shirshasana, a forward fold over the extended leg. So let's reach up through the arms, lengthen. And then as you exhale, send it forward. Doesn't matter if you can touch your foot or not. You're always welcome to grab a strap or a belt or a rope around that right foot or right leg. On the in-breath, lengthening a little bit through the spine and the torso. And then as you exhale, you can draw a little bit deeper into this fold over the right leg. Noticing your breath here, how it moves you in subtle ways. You take about 5 more deep breaths here. Good. When you're ready, you're going to tone the belly a little bit to ease your body back upright. Reach up through the arms Let's bring the left hand to the floor behind us here. And either just stretch the right arm back like this, or you could lift up on top of the knee and arch back. Maybe cradling the back of your head with your right hand. And taking just a couple more breaths here, your own extension. And then back down to your seat. Take the left knee up, and you're going to cross the left leg up and over the right leg, if you're able. Good. Bring your left hand back behind you for a little bit of support, and reach the right arm straight up. Lengthen. You can either bring your right elbow to your left knee, or hold your left knee with your hand. Sit up straight and tall, and then gently twist to your left, pressing down with your left hip and sits bone to the floor. Lengthening through the spine and easing your way into this gentle twist. So using the left fingertips behind you as a little bit of a prop and leverage to sit up tall. A couple more breaths here. Good. Gently unwind out of your twist. Uncross your legs and stretch your left leg out in front of you and shake them out a little bit. Good. Before we take the other side, bend your knees, bring the soles of the feet to the ground, bring the hands behind you, perhaps with the fingertips facing forward if that feels okay, to your wrists and shoulders. Pull the shoulders back, lift the chest up. Maybe that's your pose, just a little shoulder heart opener here, or you could lift all the way up into a tabletop position. Try to get your hips up in line with your shoulders and your knees, gazing up to the ceiling. Take another breath here. And ease your way back down. Good. So you'll stretch the left leg forward and bring the sole of the right foot to the inner thigh. And again, if this right knee needs a little bit of support or prop, you can take a block or bolster under there. And let's go ahead and stretch up through the arms and the ribs and the torso. And then settle over this left leg, Janu Shirshasana. Doesn't matter if you can touch the foot. Continue to allow the breath to work this posture gently from the inside out. And nothing aggressive or forced, but being willing to stay in the sensation in the body. Encourage a bit of softening and ease within your posture, being moved gently by your breath. staying here for about 5 more deep breaths. And again, let's put a little toning and engagement to the belly to support the body as it comes back upright. And we'll stretch back up through the arms, get tall. Bring the right hand behind for support and stretch the left arm back. Maybe that's your pose, staying as is, or you could lift up on top of your right knee and arch the body back as a counter pose, maybe holding the back of the head with the left hand to support the neck. A couple more huge breaths here. Good, and then gently back down to your seat. Point your right knee up. Cross the leg up and over. And bring the right fingertips back behind you for support. Sending the left arm up, reaching up tall. You can bring elbow to knee or hand to knee for that leverage. So stretching up through your spine, a little toning of the belly as you twist to your right. Using the right fingertips as a bit of a prop and support and leverage to sit up tall and open. Good. Take one more breath here. And gently unwind out of that. Uncross the legs. Stretch your right leg out. Shake it out a little bit. And then we're going to bring the soles of the feet together into what's called Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. A couple of things you can do if you have props. You could, if you have 2 blocks, you could slide one underneath each knee for a little support. Okay. Another thing that you can do is take a block or even like something like this. You can even take this on top of the feet. So that when you come forward, you have a resting spot for your head. Okay, so if you can arrange your props in a way that would make sense, you can do that. Otherwise, just lengthen and settle into this fold, this hip opener. Feeling into the pelvis, hip flexors, low back, and groin.
If you'd like to incorporate a little bit of movement here, sometimes what I like to do in this pose is to kind of lean over toward one knee and kind of feel into that opposite hip and low back. You could even press that opposite leg away and back through center and over to the other side. Good. And center. And just, you can move gently like that. Side to side. Good. And then let's go ahead and make our way back up. Bring the hands to the outsides of the knees and guide the knees back together. And you'll just go ahead and roll back onto your back and hug the knees back in. We are going to transition in just a moment into our Shavasana, our final relaxation. And so you can pick any last movement or gentle stretching or opening. Maybe you take happy baby pose, holding on to the outer edges of your feet, or a different kind of a twist or stretch that works for you. Maybe taking your legs straight up for a few breaths. And then we're going to go ahead and stretch the body top to bottom. And let the arms relax down along our sides, coming into Shavasana, corpse pose. So you might slide a bolster or a blanket underneath your knees. I like to have a bolster underneath my knees and a blanket behind the head. And allowing the body to come to rest, to come to settle here for these last several minutes of our practice.
May there be kindness in your gaze when you look within. May you never place walls between the light and yourself. May your angel free you from the prisons of guilt, fear, disappointment, and despair. May you allow the wild beauty of the invisible world to gather you, mind you, and embrace you in belonging. John O'Donohue. You're welcome to start to move the body and reawaken and gently make your way out of your corpse pose, finding your way back up to your seat with ease. As you inhale, extend the arms all the way up, reach up tall. And hands come together at the heart. And sealing our practice with one round of Om. Take a full breath in. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. Have a great rest of your Sunday, everyone. See you next time.